Saga episode number 12, my friends. And as we transition, as we move, as we go into the end of any episode, or the end of any season, I should say, as we go into the last episode of the ending of any season, the thing that we want to feel as a viewer who dedicated 12, 11, 12, 13 weeks, 24 weeks, 15 weeks, whatever the case is, right? Like at the end of the day, we're watching this for a season, which is, 3 months roughly. And we're watching it once a week, every week. Sometimes there's a bye week or something like that. The one thing that we want to feel as a viewer is satisfied with the end. Even if it's like, oh, the show's going to continue, right? Like, they need to leave the door open. And there's a chance they could get a season 2 or season 3, whatever the case is. They want to leave some kind of mystery. But I don't think that it negates the fact that when I say they, I mean the studios that are adapting a story should leave on something satisfying to the viewer. We should feel good at the end of the show going like, oh, okay, I really want more here. They left the door, they left the door a little bit open, but man, look, that ending of blah, blah, blah. Like, I think something satisfying here would have been like Kyle goes to do XYZ and out of nowhere, the demon lord decides to come down and say, oh, are you the one that destroyed Balthazar, whatever that guy's name was? Or are you the one who took the holy sword from us? And then she locks eyes with Theron and, Kyle says, yes. Oh, yeah, I am, or whatever. And do we have a problem or something? And she goes, come visit me at my castle, or something stupid, I don't know. But there's like some interaction with the demon lord, like, oh, that's that little door that's open. It's like, oh, maybe the demons aren't evil. Maybe she wasn't the demon lord that killed Kyle, or the demon lord that Kyle killed. Maybe that wasn't her. 'Cause it doesn't seem like it was her. So what happened? Maybe did she turn evil? Did she absorb something? So maybe it leaves that door open. But what it did instead was, one, we got like some weird montage. They get to a new kingdom and Kyle's ready to go and reunite with his boy, from past life. And we get this weird montage of, Theron catching some random girl. So he's going to fall in love for the first time. And, 𝐒𝐻𝐴 and Urza, looking all pretty and, for Kyle, and Sidonia eating or whatever. And Kyle goes out to the yard. He meets some girl with black hair who, maybe he knew her, maybe he didn't, I don't know. She seems important. But then the guy that was his best friend comes and says, join me or I'll kill you. And Kyle's like, oh my. And then the end of the episode has 𝐒𝐻𝐴, reporting to the demon king, the demon queen, demon lord, whatever. And she's, just menacing on the on her throne. And that's the end of the episode. Or that's the end of the season. That's it. And I just didn't feel satisfied. There's looming war. There's looming war between the humans or humanoids, There's looming war between the humans. There's some dissatisfaction there. Where's Kyle's position at really? There's the demons and what's their motivations. We didn't really dive deeper into that. We didn't really find out more about that. I don't know. It's just really hard to say. 𝐒𝐻, is definitely romantically interested in Sidonia. I don't know if that's even a possibility, considering she's like technically like a sword. Kyle is, the fact that he's from the future, it's like the worst kept secret ever. He just really sucks at keeping his mouth shut about that. He was interacting with the glasses girl. I forget what her name is, Monica, Maria, whatever. And he's like, oh, so glad to see you happy. She's like, yo, bro, do we know each other? He's like, no. It's like, it's so weird, right? I don't know. It's just, it was fine. It's fine. It was an okay episode. It was a fine ending. Like nothing to write home about. But then that's kind of where it becomes a little just disappointing. It's like, as we end a season, shouldn't we be excited? Shouldn't we feel like, oh, that was such a fun show. That was such a fun ride. The last episode we should feel that. And I genuinely feel like the last few episodes were pretty good. So I feel like we should also have a pretty good ending. And it was pretty okay. You know, I don't know. I feel like, and that's all this is, right? It's just opinions, right? Share your opinion in the comments below on how you felt. But it just felt okay. And I was like, man, I really invested in this show. Like, we should have got, you know, my opinion was, you know, hey, give us an interaction with the demon lord, have her come in and be like, oh, are you the guy? And, you know, maybe we end on something bombastic of like, oh my God, I wasn't expecting that. But instead we end with an interaction between Kyle and his former pal, former best friend, whatever, which is fine, but we don't know him. You know, why do we like him or dislike him, right? They gave us like a 10-second clip of him going like, oh, you know, blah, 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 this happened. We don't know the guy. So I don't dislike him. I don't like him. I feel indifferent. I don't know. It's a rough one. I would say this, you know, the ending, I think the last episode is a 6 out of 10. I think the overall consensus of the anime, I don't do halves, but if I did, 6.5 out of 10. I would err more on, I really don't want to call it a 7 because 7 means like it was consistent the whole season. I don't think it was. I probably end on a 6 out of 10 as well, but you know, I think 6.5 out of 10 is where the whole show ended. 6 out of 10 for the final episode. I think that there is a decent watch here, but it's definitely a hard recommend, especially because, you know, season anime, it just comes, right? It just keeps coming. It never stops. So it's hard to then stop and then be like, oh yeah, you should go watch this show. When I could easily recommend, you know, 10 other shows that are much better in the same genre. So, I don't know. You guys let me know how you guys feel in the comments down below. I appreciate you guys being here for another week. That was the end of the season. I'll see you guys in the fall. We'll be covering, I don't know what we're covering yet, but we're going to be covering something. So I'll see you guys in the fall. I appreciate you guys. Hit me with that last like before you guys leave and let me know your final thoughts in the comments. Have a good day. Peace.